Okay, how was lunch? It was great. Some of you, it looks like some of you still at lunch. Not everybody's back, but guess what? You're going to make millions and they're not. You want the tips? You want the tricks and tips on how to make millions in real estate? I'm going to deliver that for you. In fact, I'm going to give you more than I would have given just to make other people jealous. How about that? Okay? Also, I should probably mention this really quickly. Anyone that's a young entrepreneur, yeah? You want a handheld? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Give me a second. Oh, just anyone? You want me to take number 3? Number 3? Okay, check. Is that better? Okay, much better. So how many of you have been in real estate under, let's say, 3 years? Okay, good. So when he mentioned earlier that I started my career at Z100, so before you used to plug your phone into the car, they had these things called radios, and they were FM and AM signals. But here's the truth. That is where I learned content creation. iHeartRadio. I was with iHeart for a while. I'll show you my background really quickly, but let's do this first. Do I have permission to make you just a little bit uncomfortable today? Yes? I like this power group right here. Yes? Yes. Okay. So we're going to do a fun little exercise. I know you just sat down. We're going to stand back up. I want you to take something real quick. This is called the moneymaker. See this? This is a moneymaker, and we're going to make money together. So I want you to give me 60 seconds and talk to me. Talk to me about something you learned, something that inspired you, something that motivated you today, something that's educational for someone on the other side. You can record it and post it later if you'd like, or you could just go live now. You could do a story, you could do a reel, you could go live on Facebook. Choose your platform. We're going to do 60 seconds. Yes, it's going to be noisy. That's okay. Grab a partner, okay? If you want to have fun, dial a friend if you want. 60 seconds right now. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, take your seats. I'm really curious. By the way, we're going to go extra credit. If you guys will pull my slide up, we're going to go extra credit here. If you tag me, I will share you one thing you learned today. Tag me on Insta. That's my platform. I love Instagram. Okay, so if you scan that QR code, it's going to take you right to my Instagram. Share it. I'll reshare it. That's called earned media. Your ability to connect with other people, and you didn't have to pay for it. You earned it. Okay? So how did that feel when you did that? Nervous? What else? Forced. You were forced to make content. What else? How did you feel? What? Say it again? Excited. You were excited. That's great. So here's what I know. The difference between people that are nervous and people that are excited is the consistency in which they do it. Okay, so the number one thing, if you're taking notes right now, consistency will beat strategic. Doing it the wrong way but doing it often will still win over not doing it at all. The simple question is this: how many people are you meeting today that you didn't know yesterday? That's your pipeline. And what do you want to do? Do you want to knock on doors? Or do you want to go online and meet more people? Right? We want to work smarter, not harder, which is why we create content. Here's a quick look at my background. We were talking about all this crazy stuff that I've done. There's me, Gary Vee, Ryan, Backstreet Boys, Damon John. It's just like a crazy background. So you look back at my iHeart career, then I started an agency, I sold an agency, and then I started working with the world's largest brands like Starbucks, Nike, Google. By the way, I did that right here in the Pacific Northwest. Of course, any of you know, headquarters in Beaverton are not too far. So I was with Nike Running for 2 years. I did strategy for Nike Running. Starbucks, right here, Pacific Northwest. The agency that I sold to is right here in the Pacific Northwest. And so we did pumpkin spice latte frappuccino. A lot of people didn't know. When you look at Instagram and you see frappuccino, 80% of those assets that are created were right here on Lovejoy. We would literally just go out to Lovejoy and just take shots of frappuccinos. They're taken right here in Portland. So, and yes, you heard this right. I did, for 3 years, I was the chief marketing officer for a guy named Grant Cardone for his Cardone Ventures business. That's his business management company. So anyway, eclectic background, but my agency now is called Closing Day Agency, and we specialize in one thing: your brand, your personal brand. Entrepreneurs, coaches, CEOs that want more exposure. Do you want more exposure? Do you want more awareness, more attention, more credibility, more conversion? That's what we focus on. That's what I do now. And we've been doing that for 3 years. We got amazing clients. I fly tomorrow morning to Dubai to do the same thing that we're doing here. We work with amazing people all over the world that are just like you, that are looking for more attention and awareness. So the real question that I have for you is, who wants to make more money? Yes? Okay, if you didn't raise your hand, this is going to bore you. I'm going to have you leave. We're going to have you walk out if you're like, I like my referrals, I'm fine. You're going to hate this, because this is how to make more money, not be happy with what you got. Number one thing I want you to remember is that there's nothing more important than you. Your brand is your equity. You invest in all these different aspects of your business, your CRM, you invest in your email nurture campaigns and all of the technology and your signage and your t-shirts and your billboard, but do you invest in you, in your brand? Okay, so when Elon Musk, when he sells PayPal and he goes on to build another company and all the IP inside PayPal stays there, all he has is his name. Same thing with you. When you scale and exit, all you have is you. So invest in you. In fact, we know this stat. There is a 78% increase in engagement. I guarantee you, you walk through these doors and do what I'm telling you to do, you will get a 78% increase in your ability to engage when you show eyes. So that's why I had you all tell a story for 60 seconds right now, because that is showing your eyes. Humans can't ignore it. You have to get comfortable with it, because 90% of the internet is video storytelling. 90% is people like you telling stories. So next time I go and see your page, I better not see another open house where you're scanning with some horrible song, right? We've all seen those, right? We know. You're afraid, well, I don't like to put my face on here. People will make fun of me. How many of you don't like making content? We're in a safe space. Okay. I promise you the people you're worried about are not your clients. That ex-boyfriend, that ex-girlfriend, okay, they're never going to work with you anyway. You got to get the courage to create. You got to get the courage to tell stories. You will increase your engagement by doing that. You can do it wrong, like I said. Consistency is key. You can even get a 21% increase just by being consistent. Let me show you what I mean. Here are two accounts during the same time. One posted daily, one posted weekly. The engagement's through the roof on the daily. That's the power of consistency. I get young agents all the time, and we're going to talk about YouTube here in just a second. I get young agents that are crushing legacy agents in the market because they're creating consistently. They're not doing it right. They're maybe not 100% strategic, but they're doing it so often that they're still making connections. So I don't want to hear excuses if I don't have this and I don't feel good with this. You've got to put in the effort to stay consistent. So we know 92% of the people that are working with you are going to search you online before they work with you. So marketing, perception is reality. Perception is reality. So if I go look at your page right now, what is my reality? Am I going to see an Easter bunny from last Easter with like a GIF popping around on your Facebook? Happy Easter, y'all. Come on, we're laughing because we see it, right? What is right now, if I drilled in on your Instagram and your Facebook, what am I going to see? What is the reality of that? That's why your personal brand and the way it appears is important. It's part of the conversion process. So 3 cycles I want you to think of. We'll do this really quickly because I want to get to some really good case studies for you. 1, the cycle in your business is connect. How do you remember you said you want more attention, you want more awareness? You got to connect. How do you connect? I'm going to tell you. 2, you got to convert. Once they make the connection, they have to trust you. That's how you convert. And number 3, you got to cultivate. The experience was so good that they stay. Now, how do you connect? You got to have your strategic tools. You got to know 2 things. Let's focus in on 2 things. On the left side, you'll see strategic tools. Your brand house, and your persona. Those two things alone will catapult your content creation. Catapult. Truly understanding who you are and who they are is a game changer. And I'm going to go through the details of what that looks like. But here's where every entrepreneur, not just real estate, every entrepreneur makes a mistake. They focus in on the owned, paid, or earned pillars. AKA, I call that the playground or the sandbox. Owned are things that you can control, like your email, text messages, things that you own, right? And then you got paid, pay to play. So eyes and ears, you're going to pay for ads. You're going to pay for sponsorship to a local football game. You're going to pay to get your awareness in front of other people. You got digital and traditional, and then you have earned. So that's the playground. You get to go play. Every entrepreneur just goes and plays. Does not build strategy and then connect their strategy to own, paid, and earned. I'm trying to simplify this. People say, Buck, you're a marketer. I say, no, really, I'm just an organizer. I'm just going to remove any areas where you're confused. Marketing is one of the, by the way, if you know the operations, finance, marketing inside a business, marketing is that like weird space where you're like, I don't know, should we spend on Facebook? Like, finance is, the P&L is black and white. You know what works, you know what doesn't, you know the ROI. You know, everything else is black and white. Marketing is one of those confusing places. So I like to simplify so that you have an understanding and you organize. How many of you in the room have a strategy right now, a marketing strategy? Hands up, keep them up, hands up. If I asked you to email me that strategy right now, could you do it? Keep your hands up. Okay, so here's thank you. Here's some things to think about. If you haven't documented the strategy, then what you have is an idea. I want you to be able to scale and optimize what's working and what's not working in your strategy. And so as you decide, where should I invest time, money, resources into my own paid and earned, you got to go back to your strategic tools and you got to write these down, build your strategy. Okay, let's go into the two most important things. Do you guys want to learn how to build your brand? Okay. Enough, Buck. Let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. Personal brand. 4 questions I want you to write down. Now, you're not going to solve this overnight. I want you to think about this. This is one sentence. Who are you? Now, what does that mean? Who are you is what you mean to the consumer. What purpose do you serve for them? And I promise you, the purpose you serve is not the product. I promise you the purpose you serve is a feeling. You're not there to list a house. You're there to mediate peace in a divorce. You're there to help somebody downsize whose kids have left an empty nest. You're there to educate someone who's scared shitless to buy their first house because they have no idea what they're doing. Right? It's not the product or service. What do you do to serve the customer? Number 2. What are the value propositions? Why you? What are you doing to solve those problems? Sentence. One sentence, one sentence, one sentence. Number 3, why are you different? More important now than ever. There's so much competition. What is your competitive differentiator? What makes you unique? Because every agent is saying the same thing, and it gets crowded really fast. Okay, it's not an easy way to earn trust. And number 4, what are the attributes? Those are the feelings that you want the consumer to have anytime they engage with you. Do you want them to feel trusted? Do you want them to feel motivated? What are those emotions? This is your brand. Now, we use this as an anchor and a filter. That way, when you run an idea through it, does it make sense or does it not? Does it align with 1, 2, 3, and 4? It's easy. What kind of content should I create? Run it through 1, 2, 3, 4. And you tell me. Okay, let's move on to, now that you're starting to build structure on knowing yourself, I want you to think about, who am I talking to? When you hold up that money maker in front of your face, who's on the other side? Who are we having this conversation with? Well, I was fortunate enough to work on who is the drinker of a pumpkin spice latte. Believe it or not, Howard Schultz comes to us and he says, Buck, we have a problem. We were the original pumpkin spice latte beverage, but now Dunkin' Donuts has one, and McDonald's has one. And Yankee Candle has a pumpkin spice. Durex condom has a pumpkin spice. He's tried it, right? It's just research, guys. It was research. But, the only way to separate yourself in a sea of competition is to hone in on who you're talking to so intimately that they know this conversation was meant for them. That's how you bridge the gap of trust. The deeper you know them, the better. So we spent 6 months and millions of dollars to research who the drinker of a PSL is. Do you guys want to know? Do you want to hear the pitch? Okay. So we walk into the Starbucks headquarters. We say, Howard, today we're going to present to you Heather. And Heather's excited because in Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington, the temperatures dropped just below 71 degrees. Okay, now why is she excited about that? Okay, she's excited because she knows she is getting to pull out her UGG boots. But do we have a Heather? She's like, yes, Jesus. Heather's in the back. Okay. Now she's excited because she didn't get to wear them last year because she couldn't afford them, but she got them on sale at the end of last season because she's still paying off her college debt. Okay? And we also know that Heather's excited because she found out before anybody in her micro circle of friends that the PSL is launching today. And she wants that first sip of the season. Not only is she going to drink it, but she's going to document the hell out of the process. Just to make sure, you guys know what FOMO is, right? Just to make sure she's on the good side of FOMO. She is going to be informing everyone else with her little fingerless mittens that today I have this warm, delicious pumpkin spice latte. But here's what we learned. It's not even the taste of the beverage that she loves. It's the core association to fall and the feelings that it gives her to be first in her micro market, to be first in that little group of influence. She wanted to be first. So what did we do? So we spearfished Heather, right? We black posted, we dark posted. That means no one saw this except for Heather. So if you didn't match the exact DNA of Heather, you didn't get this message. And here's what the message read, whether it was social, remember, owned, paid, earned, no matter how we dissected the strategy, it was, psst, this beverage is not out, but you can get it 2 weeks before it launches. Do not tell anyone, but use the secret code and we'll give it to you. There's no chalkboards. There's no signage. You literally are the only person that knows this. What did Heather do? Documented the hell out of that drink. That she got it before anyone else. 21% increase in sales that year from the year before. 21 increase, cutting competition. Why? Because we know Bob is going to try it, but he's not going to drink it often. He's not the core target. We're not talking to everyone because you know what happens when you talk to everyone? You talk to no one, right? They're immediately ignored. And so that's why it's important for you to find your Heather. Who is your core persona? And if I watch your content that you just created as we pulled out our money makers, am I going to hear this? Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm just getting on here real quick. So many of you have been asking. Now, here's something else we know. Not only are we not talking to everybody when we say that, everybody pull this out one more time. Pull your moneymaker out one more time. Do this with me out loud just for fun. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Say it out loud. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what that is? The average time a user will give you to decide if they're going to stay or go. You have 2 seconds. Average time on any social platform. And does that number go up or down each year? Down. So here we go again. Hi, everybody. Swipe. Buck, I hired a camera crew. I make videos consistently. I get no engagement, no leads, right? This is the challenge. Strategy. You have to have the strategy. Build the brand. Understand the persona. Really spend time. Back to my point, invest. Invest in what you're actually going to do. Again, shoot from the hip if you want. You can still create success incorrectly. I'll never say you can't. But the more time you spend learning yourself and who you're talking to, the better. Here's a quick stat. 2022, you saw the Walmart revenue versus the Amazon revenue. Walmart did $572 billion. Amazon did $469, okay? Two behemoths battling it out in 2022. Context and contrast. Growth from the year before. 2% for Walmart, 22% for Amazon. Why? Say it. COVID. People didn't want to leave, right? What else? Convenience. What else? Delivery, speed. Yes. What else? Theft at Walmart. Maybe. Here's the truth. All of it, all of it comes down to one thing. The reason Amazon is going to beat Walmart, analysts say in the next 2 years, is because of data. They understand you better than you know you. They have over 800 data points on the average consumer. My daughter's out of diapers, and they just show up. I didn't even know. Right? How do they know that? They did not invent Alexa to play music, give you recipes. They went to learn your behavior in the house so they could sell you more stuff. Because they know the consumer and they want to know the consumer. Now, you'll say to me, Buck, I got to know. I don't have 6 months and $2 million. I want to find my Heather. I want to spend time. Well, there's a couple ways to do it. But the fastest way for you to do it is, how many of you have clients from the past? Everyone. Great. There's your data. Go find the trend line. Go interview your past clients and find the trend line. Okay, here it is. Daily accountability, number 1. Commit to doing this every single day. If you want change, you got to change. Okay, you guys know this. Look, you're all entrepreneurs. You're all seasoned in here. So working in the business or on the business. Don't be stuck on the grind in the business. Work on the business. Be consistent. Put a strategy together. Number 2, build out your brand. Spend time to be intentional about who you are. 3, let's get that target persona. It's a work in progress. How much can you give me today, and then 6 months from now, give me more? Get organized and invest. Invest in your brand. This is what our agency does. We help entrepreneurs build their brand, their persona. We post and publish, we edit, we develop all of these things with you. That's what our agency does. And we're running a one-day special just for this room. $997 to get started, typically $1997 per month. And it's everything from strategy, editing, design, publish, community management. The whole thing. You'll start today at $997. That's what I do. We help you build out that brand. We help you build your persona target. And I would love to partner with you guys. If you're really trying to go big, if you're really serious about investing in your personal brand, that's what my agency is widely known and proud to do. So I'd love to form that relationship, help you go to whatever it is the next level is for you. That's, by the way, that's a QR code. So if you take out your phone, you can scan it. You can immediately lock that in. I'm telling you, tomorrow morning, this will go down. I did this one time just for you guys, and I would love to make it easy for you to say, this makes sense. I need to invest in this with you. So with that, I want to thank you guys for my time up here. Did you learn something? Thank you. How many of you are excited to go do this? Yes? Awesome. I love it. I'd like to invite our YouTube panelists to the stage. We're going to talk about YouTube. Do you guys like YouTube? Good. Let's do it. All right. Where are YouTube panelists? Let's bring them up.